Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and got a couple pickups for y'all to change things up a bit. Um, I was waiting until I could get like 2 videos out of this, so I've got 4 different pickups. Right here I have 2, and it's this one is Dollar General and Amazon. So stuff I got like a while back and closer to now. But yeah, the other one is going to be Whatnot and eBay. So let's get to it. The Pagan King, I also have autofocus on so you can see the titles better, but The Pagan King looks like an interesting medieval type movie, or like Game of Thrones type movie. It's from another country. I'm trying to remember what that country was, but yeah, curious about it. It was like $2. My Sister's Keeper, starring Cameron Diaz and Abigail Breslin. It's one of those movies I heard a lot of buzz about people being like, oh, it's a movie not many people talk about. It's Nick Cassavetes directing, and he did The Notebook and John Q, which I haven't seen either yet. I'm curious about The Notebook. I know it's kind of a movie people shit on, but very curious about this because I really like Abigail Breslin as an actress. Three action-adventure movies. It, yes, is an Echo Bridge / Mill Creek release, which means all 3 movies on one disc, and one of them is a miniseries, so it's basically 4 movies on a disc, which is not the best. It's not something you want, but I'm still curious because Crash Dive is on here, a Michael Dudikoff film. Not one of his more liked ones, but I'm still curious. I'm a curious guy. But yeah, also Captain Kidd with Randolph Scott and Sean Carradine, and Blackbeard, which seems to be a mini-series with Jessica Chastain, Angus McFadden, Rachel Ward, Stacy Keach, and Richard Chamberlain, which is a pretty decent cast. So I'm curious. Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford, directed by Sidney Pollack, and Motherlode with Charlton Heston, directed by Charlton Heston, so I'm guessing this is kind of a vanity project. Also Nick Mancuso and Kim Basinger. Very curious. It's apparently an adventure film. Always up for a good adventure. War Dogs, comedy based on a true story. I think it's about gun runners or something like that. But never been big on Jonah Hill or Miles Teller, but I've heard people tell me, oh, it's an interesting film, you'll like it. So curious to check it out. Directed by Todd Phillips, who I'm pretty sure he did Joker, right? Pretty sure he directed Joker. Also Anna de Armas and Bradley Cooper in it. Music by Cliff Martinez. He did the score for Hotel Artemis, starring Jodie Foster, which, yeah, curious to give it a watch. Mother has that ugly ass previously viewed thing in the top, but it was like $3, so I've been curious about this one. It's a Darren Aronofsky film. I haven't seen Darren Aronofsky's films yet. I have Requiem for a Dream. But yeah, looking forward to this to see if Jennifer Lawrence can redeem herself, at least acting-wise, because she seems to be quite the cunt of a human being. But yeah, we'll see. Also Javier Bardem. And the new release that I got from Dollar General, Left Behind: Rise of the Antichrist, directed by Kevin Sorbo, starring Kevin Sorbo, Neil McDonough, and Corbin Burnson, which I like that cast. I know it's with Corbin Burnson and Neil McDonough. I don't care. At least they're in it. Now, from what I've heard, Neil McDonough does not play Nikolai from the books, which I think that's a bit of a mistake, but maybe it was a budget thing. But yeah, I need to rewatch the Left Behind movies. I haven't seen most of them. I remember this is a sequel to the Nicolas Cage one, which has like a 1.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and I'm like, fuck off, it was not that bad. From what I remember, I think it was like a 7, because I at least thought it was fun. But I remember the first Left Behind being a terrible movie. But yeah, very curious. It wasn't a terrible price for a new movie, and I want to support Kevin Sorbo because I love him. Now onto the Amazon stuff. Sidious 4 movie collection has all 4 in here. There are 2 on each disc, which isn't too big of an issue for me. I don't know if it has the special features, but all I really wanted was the movies. It was like $10 for all 4. Wanted to have them so I could do a marathon at some point. Same for these. The Annabelle Comes Home, Annabelle Creation, The Nun, Conjuring, and Conjuring 2. All those. This collection, it has Annabelle Comes Home, Annabelle Creation, Annabelle on the same disc, Conjuring and Conjuring 2 on the same disc, and The Nun on one disc. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Conjuring 2 is a long movie, isn't it, though? Conjuring 2 is an hour, 134 minutes. Conjuring is almost 2 hours. Yeah, it's quite a bit to put on one disc. But yeah, special feature on Annabelle Comes Home, behind the scenes, the werewolf. I can probably find the behind the scenes for the other movies on YouTube. American Badger. One of those random Blu-rays that I heard. This is a fun indie action film. It's only 82 minutes. Directed by and starring Kirk Caquette or Kirk Caquette, I think. No, Caquette. But yeah, looked like fun online. Another passion project, I guess. Bayou Caviar, directed by and starring Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm curious to see what he'll do with the directorial debut. I've heard people say that it's a stylish-looking movie, but Famke Janssen, Richard Dreyfuss also, Catherine McPhee as well, and introducing Leah Marie Johnson. She's one of the Teens React girls. I guess this was her first leading role in something, or first big role in a movie, because I think she was in The Thinning, and The Thinning New World Order, which were YouTube Red movies that didn't get great reception, but some people were like, oh, it's alright. I'm very curious to check those out still, since I do have YouTube Red, but yeah, or I have ways of finding it. 1 Hour Photo, one of Robin Williams' most divisive roles, because there are some people that are like, I can't stand to see him in a movie like that where he actually shows his acting ability, which I do love Robin Williams in comedies, by the way. I've still never seen Birdcage, but I love Miss Doubtfire. For other dramatic roles, I thought he did a good job in Dead Poets Society, but I did not like the movie. I thought it was just a depressing and kind of admittedly boring movie. I think his performance in that deserved to be in a better movie. But yeah, very curious about this. Cheap Blu-ray. And it has a ton of features there. See that? Multi-angle vignettes, size nightmare elements. Look at all that. Sundance Anatomy of a Scene. They used to do that on earlier DVDs. Like, well, they used to do that all the time on our older DVDs. It went down in price. That's the only reason I got it, and I'm curious about the special features when I watch it again sometime. I already did a longer review, and I'm satisfied with that. But yeah, Terrifier 2 was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be terrible. since I thought the first movie was really bad. The gore was like one of the only redeeming qualities of the first film. For this, it is also. My big complaint with it is the runtime. The runtime of. What's that? 139 minutes. A 2 hour and 19-minute long slasher. Which should never be that. There are many scenes of the film where it pussyfoots around. Yes, I gave it an 8. Which means it's good for what it's trying to do. It will entertain people who like that type of thing. It'll entertain people who are into gore movies. With this film, I don't really think you need to see it. Even though I liked it, I don't think you need to see it to get the experience that really the director was trying to get out of you. Just watch a kill count online or watch the death scenes online and you will have saved almost 2.5 hours. There are a couple really cool scenes in this film that are actually unsettling and very creepy. The dream sequence that I forgot what the character's name was, but that girl has near the beginning or around like 30 minutes into the film. It takes forever to get going. That was a really cool dream sequence. That sequence could have been in like a 10 out of 10 movie for me. But yeah, certain characters just don't get the payoff they deserve or the payoff that really makes anything that happened to them worth a shit. And a lot of the stuff that's supposed to be like, oh, it's so, please interpret me, like the little girl dancing in front of art and then no one else sees the little girl. It feels like the director, Damien Leone, he didn't really improve directing wise very much at all from the first film. Still has the really shitty in camera editing zooms instead of in camera zooms. I feel like he should just be a makeup artist. Because I'm pretty sure it's him that did the prosthetics and all that, and the makeup and all that, and he knows how to shoot it to make it look brutal. But I feel like he should be a makeup artist on a movie that isn't directed by him, because I do not think he's a good director. I still think it's a fun movie. I could watch it again, but I have to be in the right mood for a 2 hour 19-minute slasher, because it does drag. And the last thing for this. This was only $10. Vestron knows when to put shit on sale and what price it should be. $10 for two movies that are like kind of horror cult classics. That's a perfect price. But yeah, Corbin Burnson plays an evil dentist in both of these. Quite a few interviews and things in these discs. There's an interview with Corbin Burnson on the first one. Awesome. I love him. I love him so much. Anthony C. Ferrante. Oh, that's the director of Sharknado. Wait, all of them. Mouths of Madness, interviews with Anthony C. Ferrante and makeup effects artist J.M. Logan. Wait, what did he do on the first movie? He's not listed as doing anything for the first movie. Oh! Oh! Okay, that's actually interesting. He's the special makeup effects supervisor on The Dentist 2. Huh. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so he was the special makeup supervisor on the second movie. Well, why does he have an interview for the first movie? Whatever. But he would go on to do the Sharknado films, which I have never seen. I do own all 6. But yeah, very curious to check these out. They're not super long, which is nice. But yeah, very curious to look at the special features as well, and I'd love to do a dual video on this. But yeah, that's it for the Amazon and Dollar General hauls, and I'll be back in the next video with the Whatnot and eBay hauls. But movie review next door out.